please give a very warm, enthusiastic Cape Cod welcome to Senator Elizabeth Warren.
Oh, Julian Cyr is truly the best. Can we do it one more time? Wow. So I am so happy to be out here on the Cape with all of you. And as you can see, I did not come empty-handed. I came with the famous boa. It's what makes it fun. So hello, Pride. I want to say I'm here today to celebrate love. I am here to celebrate living in a state that celebrates whoever you love, however you love, wherever you love, whenever you love. We care. And we care about every individual in this Commonwealth. Julian talked about the great things that we've been able to do here in Massachusetts, and I'm really proud of that. But it's also important that we do things at the national level and that we make this a better country for everyone. So I just want to remind everyone of 3 things that we've managed to do just in the past 4 years with Democrats in Congress and in the White House. The first week that Joe Biden was president of the United States, he repealed the transgender military ban. That's respect. If you want to serve, you serve. And in 2022, with a Democratic majority in the House and the Senate, we passed the Respect for Marriage Act to make marriage equality the law everywhere. No one's counting on the Supreme Court. And then in 2024, the Biden administration finalized a rule to strengthen the Affordable Care Act and to make discrimination in health care and insurance coverage for LGBTQ plus individuals illegal in this country. I like to think this means we're moving in the right direction, but make no mistake, there's a lot that we're still up against. There are Republicans who see it to their political advantage to attack our community and particularly to attack our kids and our trans kids. This is something we gotta fight back. And one of the things I want to push as hard as I can is about the importance of putting Kamala Harris in the White House. Can we hear it? Yes! Kamala Harris in the White House. Now listen, for Kamala to get in the White House, it's going to take all of us working, but understand this, we can't stop there. Kamala in the White House is the first step, but if the Republicans take over the Senate, if they get a single seat from a Democratic incumbent, then think about it this way. The next 1, 2, 3 Supreme Court justices will have to be Republican approved. That is not where we are going, so it's Kamala in the White House and a Democratic control of the Senate. Okay, and we can't stop there, because Kamala in the White House, Democratic control of the Senate, to actually pass legislation, we've also got to have a Democratic House. And we got a lot of things on our agenda in a Democratic House. We're going to make Roe versus Wade, access to abortion, and access to IVF legally protected all across this country. We're going to double down on democracy, and that means passing the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, right to vote, right to get your vote counted, anti-gerrymandering, and my personal favorite, DC statehood. We got one more thing on our agenda right at the top, and that is about 80% of Americans today, if given the chance, would like to be able to join a union, but it's just too damned hard right now. These big corporations have figured out, they call in the lawyers, they call in These consulting groups, they spend millions of dollars to make sure that the workers who want a union can't have a union. And even if they fight and get a union, the employers refuse to come to the bargaining table. It is time to rewrite our labor laws, pass the PRO Act, make it possible for everybody who wants a union to join a union and to force those employers to come to the table. Democrats will get that done. You bet. And then one more, I gotta mention, because it's something I've worked with Julian on in great detail. We've got a crisis right out here on the Cape and all across our country. There's not enough housing. We talk about the price of housing going up. It's Econ 101. Population has increased, housing deteriorates, and we're not replacing our housing and not building enough new housing. I got a plan for that, and I'm glad to say so does Kamala. And the idea is we're going to say, not tell communities what they have to do, but if you're willing to bring down the cost of building more housing, and you pick the way to do it. You can do it through zoning, you can do it through building codes, but if you're willing to do that, then we're going to put federal dollars on the table, lots of them, to be able to build a new elementary school, to be able to build a new sewage disposal plant, to be able to do the things to make our communities work. Because understand this has been intergenerational theft. Young people on the Cape cannot buy housing unless they inherit it. The only way that we are going to have a thriving economy out here on the Cape and all across Massachusetts is to build more housing. And the years of sitting by and saying it's a problem, but nobody wants to invest in the solution have to be behind us. I love seeing exciting new leaders like Julian at the state level who are fighting for state money for housing, but I just want to be clear. The big checks can be written from the federal government, and that's how we're going to get housing out here on the Cape and all across Massachusetts. I am so grateful to all of you today. I love being from Massachusetts. I go down to Washington, and believe me, I really love being from Massachusetts. But I doubly, triply love that out here on a beautiful afternoon on the Cape, when there are 1,000 things you could be doing, that you stop for a few minutes to think about our democracy and to get in this fight. 12 years ago, I ran for the United States Senate. I never in a million years thought I was going to be a candidate for elected office. But I got in the fight because I wanted to unseat a Republican who was voting against everything I cared about. I came out here to the Cape and said, I need your help. I started out 35 points down. And good people on the Cape said, I like what you're fighting for. If you'll have our back, we'll have your back. And that's how it's been for 12 years. I am filled with gratitude for that, and I ask you for one more chance. So thank you, thank you,